These are two players that we haven't seen thus far, so it'll be a nice taste to see who's truly on the front foot at Fusion number 250. Haze able to take a 2-0 win over Sinister in the round before, and Deltaforce able to take a 2-0 win over Tough Ludwig in the round before. So both players. I don't think either player has. No, Haze has dropped a game to YB Burrs of the Samus this bracket, but Deltaforce has yet to drop a game. He's coming off of a pretty solid, pretty fun excursion to Japan at Kagaribi, and he's looking to keep the ball rolling. So it seems.
Right. I mean, Deltaforce coming off of the high of his hand trip, I believe he placed a pretty respectable, I believe it was like, he went about 2-2 or 3-2 at Kagaribi, and which doesn't sound awesome until you consider just how many people and just the exact level of competition there was at an event such as Kagaribi. So really awesome stuff, especially proving that Link can in fact do it. Haze coming out with the Diddy Kong here, getting us started.
Yeah, now this is one of those weird like matchups of all time, because typically speaking, Diddy Kong doesn't really like to play against other zoning characters because Diddy's really good at counter zoning, but not always super good at dealing with projectiles himself, because Banana is transcendent and gets interrupted by Banana Peel or Bomb rather reliably. But Link also has all the attributes that Diddy Kong loves to exploit. I mean, despite Nair being so good, Link is heavy and slow in the air and has a really, really solid combo weight and is a fast faller. And it's like all of these kind of create a very tenuous neutral. But once Diddy Kong's in a position of strength, oh man, is it hard to get Diddy off you. Like Deltaforce just did there with an excellent drift back on the aerial spin attack in order to get a clip and get himself back to the ledge. 146 here, showing a ton of experience with playing at these high percentages.
Absolutely. I think what we've seen so far from Haze is that, like, exceptional character experience with a character such as Diddy Kong, knowing what works for him. However, Deltaforce still able to know what works for a character such as Link. Unfortunately, Haze is going to come off on top in that particular interaction, taking the very first stock of this game. Deltaforce, though, not too far behind him as he's able to send Haze off stage. Haze making it back, but Deltaforce coming in swinging in a war of utilizing all of his aerial or projectiles at his disposal. But yeah, able to get that stock right there from from Haze.
Yeah, it's the Diddy Kong classic, right? Yeah, you're so mobile, you have so much good burst range with dash attack and monkey flip, but eventually you will be caught monkey flipping in an errant direction, and that's kind of what you're just anticipating. The button is too good for Diddy Kong players to not use it, but the risk of going for it is sometimes a little bit too high. But hey, we're scrapping now. We're looking to see if we can get any bit of damage, and you know what? Down throw into up B, that's a fair chunk of change on the side of Haze. 57% now, and trying to get the confirm. Oh, no confirm, and no missing the frame trap is Deltaforce. That's super, super rough. You can't forgo any little bit of advantage state that you have against Diddy, who can be so swarming. Haze can just calm things down.
Yeah, Deltaforce knowing how to play as a high percentage versus a character such as Diddy Kong, probably being used to it. However, Haze able to go for that, getting a stock right there, continuing his pretty dominant streak that we've seen so far. Deltaforce finding his options, though, as you can see, weaving around these projectiles right now from Haze, but able to get the stock right there, bringing us back down to just about even.
Yeah, simple confirm on Alpha the jab walk as well. Huge opportunity. Whoa, huge read. Finds the down air, nothing else because the percent was a little too high to go for something like barrels, so we're just poking away at each other. And Haze in seemingly very confident position just to try and trade forward air for forward air, but Deltaforce finding a couple huge confirms, gets the grab as well. finding some big openings in order to find grabs after throwing so many boomerangs and bombs and everything in between, stuffing out the nair. Opportunity abound, just gets shielded up in time. Oh, that banana toss could have been the end of the game here, Pearl, but instead, I mean, Deltaforce is still looking for the game-ending swing. The bomb detonates, airs up, the added shield was alive. Bomb toss forward, maybe you land a forward tilt. He was looking for it, but no roll, and still no roll. Haze's discipline is insane.
Absolutely. I really do think that what we've seen from Deltaforce so far. Oh, and that is going to be the first game going to Deltaforce. As I was saying before, what we've seen from Deltaforce so far is he's not afraid to take up some damage from Haze. However, Deltaforce's, I think his knowledge of Link is really showing through in what he's able to achieve, in that whenever it seems like Haze is in a lead, Deltaforce is able to make up that damage so quickly, take these stocks, utilizing some of his character's strengths as well, but just really awesome stuff to see.
Yeah, insistent on his spacing, insistent on knowing where Link is strong, and we haven't even seen some of the crazier tools that Link has at his disposal. We haven't seen like back air conversions or anything like that. Deltaforce has just been playing like a walking tank, utilizing nair and forward air and boomerangs and bombs to make sure that Diddy cannot move as freely as he wants to. And Haze is a player that typically likes to flex his mobility first and foremost, and Deltaforce is not letting him.
For sure. It is definitely not a good game when a character such as Diddy Kong gets his stage advantage that he wants. However, Deltaforce is playing so oppressively here. He's also demonstrating that he is able to avoid tools such as Banana, and what a dominant stock right there from Deltaforce, utilizing his up B right there off stage to take advantage of Haze's temporary disadvantage. Still able to continue his damage streak right here. Haze going for that back air, but not able to get very much off of it as Deltaforce continues this damage streak.
Cutting things down, trying to find any little bit of opening on, oh, screwing up the bomb recovery. Deltaforce had the bomb drop and then tossed an arrow, didn't get the down input in time. Pretty big, honestly, because Diddy Kong's low percent combo game can be a little massive, especially since Deltaforce is trying to force an interaction in that corner to try and maintain its space. Link is at his best when you have to interact with him, and Deltaforce is not letting Haze call any amount of space.
That came from the banana. That was insane right there. Just getting that interaction off of such a tiny thing, such as the banana, is absolutely awesome to see the way that Deltaforce is able to utilize his different projectiles to his advantage, even the ones that he is able to pick up from Haze. So really awesome stuff to see that kind of like knowledge of his surroundings.
Yeah, the way that Deltaforce is playing is is a little different to how you expect a lot of players to try and hold down against Diddy Kong. He's really forcing interactions and forcing things through. But when you have a catch-all tool like Link Nair, you can see how much it can shut things down. And yeah, the boomerang, strong hit boomerang into up air, closing things down. And Deltaforce just barreled his way through Haze's immense mobility and defensive play in order to shut down and take that set 2-0. Still have not dropped a game here in this Fusion number 250 as he moves on to top 8.
What a dominant play right there from Deltaforce. As you said, we didn't get to see a lot of the super crazy Link maneuvers that we typically see in games with Link. However, he just utilized a lot of his spacing as well as projectiles to his advantage in order to force the pace of the game with Haze. And even though a character like Diddy Kong has so many options in order to do what he wants and essentially force the hand of his opponents, it was Deltaforce who was playing the strings in this game.
And we'll see how it continues to go for for top 8 sets, because Deltaforce will be playing against Phantom, who was able to take it over our good friend Clutchy D Clown 2-0 in order to make top 8. Phantom the top seed for a reason. Deltaforce though, the 4 seed with Fawn the 3 seed, and Beast was Fawn was the 2 seed, Beast was the 3 seed, but Beast got upset, so we won't be seeing him in winner's side. Instead, Night Super Pie and Seal are still playing for one side of the other half of top 8, and our last match here at Fusion 250 will consist of Fawn and Ob McBob, who, you know what, Ob McBob representing Toon Link, had a little brief stint with Sonic, but is back on the Toon Link, and you know what, has been taking names lately, has been doing well.
No, absolutely. I have heard Ob McBob up there mentioned with the likes of Toon Link players from my region. So specifically, goodness, his name just left my mind. But you definitely know him from MDVA. He's been studying right now in Illinois. But
I don't have an
no,
encyclopedia
I'm
name.
so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah,
so
there are so many Toon Links are, well, not.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
So yeah, we're still live. So sorry, Kelvin, we just lost the stream on your end. But yeah, Toon Link having a bunch of different, like, really solid players across the board. A bunch